SatyamShakti, as you already know, and today I'm planning on making a small video on the connection between a disciple and a guru. Um, we have seen that most of the gurus nowadays, they are focusing on the major masses of people, trying to align people with their energies and trying to create their own cult. And most of these gurus, they're not really very focused on one particular energy or their alignment, because every soul has come with a special purpose. Every soul has a mission to accomplish, and every soul here is here to perform a specific task that has been given to them, along with a few learnings that they need for their spiritual elevation. Are these gurus of today doing that task? Well, a lot of people will have their own perceptions and thought processes around it. But there was a special reason why Vedas were kept a secret, why Tantra as a Vidya was kept a secret. Because the gurus felt back then that not everybody is eligible to gain the knowledge of the universe. Hence, there was this skill and mantras that were giving against each and every spiritual mantra, with an Utkilan mantra too. When Shiva and Parvati are having a conversation in the 112 Vigyan Bhairav meditation techniques, Shiva speaks to Parvati about these Utkilan mantras. Most of the spiritual leaders of today, they have forgotten this part, and they are randomly teaching people and explaining people and giving mantras to people which might not be in alignment with their energies, and hence we see a lot of people are getting so dispersed. There is a lack of understanding of spirituality. People are so haywire that it has given birth to a lot of spiritual ego. It has given a lot of understanding of the cosmic power, but people are mostly losing out on their grounding. I have here with me one of my friend, a spiritual person, and also partially a follower of me in terms of spirituality. I wouldn't say a follower, but more of a colleague, a spiritual brother, a spiritual soul that I have come across in my journey of spirituality. And his name is Amit, and he's going to just give you a little brief about his own spiritual journey so far and so forth. Over to you, Amit.
Namaste everyone. So my journey of spirituality just randomly started when I was maybe 29, 28 years old. Till then I had no background in spirituality at all. I was completely in denial all the time, that it doesn't exist. I could even say arrogant enough to ignore everything. But always had inclination towards to getting to know answers, because I was always a curious one. So to get to know more things, to find answers of what is there or what is not there, just started focusing my energies on just focusing on myself, which is just meditating on nothing, to be honest. I was not following any cult or not any spiritual guru at all. Just started meditating randomly, and it just hit me that that there is something beyond what we perceive as reality. And once it's hit me, like even if you could pay me $1 billion to get rid of not like stop meditating or stop getting rid of spirituality, it's so deep rooted in me now, I cannot get rid of it anymore. And once you start understanding the reality, I wouldn't even say understanding it, as we are all specks in this entire cosmos. So just try to learn everything. And then I came across Poonamji. She's my guru now. So she took me on this entire journey of I would say right hand path of Tantra that I'm pursuing. and this is where I got introduced to divine feminine power, which is uh, to reorganize your energies and to reach that higher consciousness that we talk, like everyone discuss about. So I'm in very early stages of tantra, um, and so
And it is not black magic. It is not black magic.
definitely not, because yeah, again, uh, whenever we hear a name like word of
A lot of
tantra,
people feel
yeah.
that tantra is all about black magic and it is all about gaining powers, but then no, tantra is also one of the forms, one of the paths through which you can actually attain spiritual heights. Okay,
100%.
and that is something which I'm focusing on right now, so that people are able to get the right kind of information about tantrism. Now coming to the main part here, like even with Amit, as we can see, he has spoken about spirituality. Now most of the people, most of the youngsters, they consider spirituality as an option, and they consider it to be a secondary path. Okay, first priority for people is mostly about materialism, but then people tend to forget this one thing for a fact, that when you grow your frequency, when you're growing higher the ladder in your spiritual journey, you ultimately and you automatically start manifesting the real spiritual path for yourself, and the real materialistic path also for yourself. The materialistic mission comes to you automatically when you grow in the frequency of your spiritual journey. So rather than focusing only on the materialistic part, one has to keep that balance. One has to also be focused on the spiritual journey, and only then would you get the insights about your mission in the materialistic world. This needs to be considered, because this is not something which is secondary. This is an important part which people need to understand. And if people are not in sync with their spiritual life, in with their spiritual energies, they will not be able to have a very subtle materialistic life. They will suffer, they will face blockages, they will face a lot of hindrances in their materialistic life.